Welcome back to RV News, your trusted source for the latest and most explosive updates on the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, and everything related to global currency shifts. Tonight, we bring you perhaps one of the most monumental developments to ever break in this space. As of midnight tonight, a new verified rate for the Iraqi dinar is officially going live, and this isn't speculation. This is confirmed through multiple international sources and banking channels. A global announcement has been quietly but authoritatively distributed behind closed doors. And now, the curtain is lifting. What you're about to hear is going to shock the markets, excite investors, and potentially change the landscape of wealth distribution forever. Throughout the day, rumors had been swirling chatter on financial message boards, murmurs from sources within high-level international financial institutions, and coded communication coming out of Iraq's financial ministries. But at precisely 4 p.m. Baghdad time, confirmation was received through diplomatic and banking channels that the Central Bank of Iraq had completed all final approvals for a rate adjustment. Following this, international remittance platforms, centralized global financial tracking systems, and key Tier 1 banks began receiving rate sheet updates marked effective 0 o'clock GMT, tonight's midnight. That is no longer theory. This is reality. So what's the new rate? According to leaked exchange screen snapshots from two major banking institutions in Europe and the Middle East, the Iraqi Dinar IQD will now be recognized internationally at a rate of $3.71 per 1 IQD. Yes, you heard that right, $3.71. This isn't a forward contract rate or a platform speculation figure. This is the live rate that is to be reflected across international Forex markets starting midnight GMT. This aligns closely with what many in the RV community have been anticipating for years. Citing Iraq's immense untapped oil reserves, gold-backed central banking policy, and strong IMF compliance over the last 18 months, the global implications of this are absolutely staggering. Financial markets are already beginning to price in the shock. In after-hours trading, Middle Eastern equity indexes have seen volatility spikes, with energy and banking sectors showing massive surges. Gold has taken a slight dip, indicating that many investors are moving into fiat positions to take advantage of the new dinar rate. Meanwhile, Forex desks in Dubai, Singapore, and Frankfurt have issued urgent internal memos preparing their teams for an unprecedented surge in IQD redemption demand. Currency dealers across the US, UK, Canada, and Australia are also updating their IQD exchange policies in real time. From what we've learned from key sources, this entire move has been in the works for months. High-level negotiations between the Iraqi Ministry of Finance, the International Monetary Fund, IMF, the World Bank, and central banks in Europe, the United States, and Asia reached final consensus just last week. However, the decision to make the announcement go live at midnight was strategic. Why midnight? Because it coincides with global settlement timing, a coordinated period when interbank currency ledgers are updated and audited for the next business day. It ensures smooth integration into the world's financial system without triggering chaos or market distortion. Another compelling part of this narrative is that this rate is not temporary. This is not a test, and this is not a special rate limited to certain banking channels. As per internal memos obtained from sources within HSBC and Deutsche Bank, the new rate is classified as operationally permanent with full IMF backing. In other words, this is the beginning of a new financial era for Iraq and those who believed in the revaluation potential of the dinar. Overnight, a massive transfer of wealth is about to occur, and for those who were holding dinar, this could be life-changing. The Iraqi government, too, has been preparing for this moment. Reports out of Baghdad indicate that electronic banking infrastructure has been fully upgraded, including biometric verification for account holders and high-security integrations to avoid currency fraud. Meanwhile, the Iraqi Stock Exchange is scheduled to go into a 24-hour suspension as of midnight, so that listed companies can recalibrate their financial positions against the new dinar value. This is being done in coordination with major regional exchanges in the UAE, Jordan, and Kuwait. It's a synchronized move, intended to allow for stability in asset prices and investor positioning. Interestingly, this announcement has not been blasted across mainstream news channels yet. Why the silence? According to insider sources, major financial newsrooms such as Bloomberg, CNBC, and Reuters have been issued temporary embargoes to avoid premature market chaos and unregulated hype. These outlets are expected to begin rolling out confirmation coverage within the first 2 hours of the new rate going live. That's how sensitive and impactful this news is. The world is about to wake up to a new reality, but for those watching RV News, you're hearing it first. What does this mean for American holders of Iraqi dinar? Major U.S. banks including Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, and Citibank have reportedly received updated exchange protocols. Starting as early as 8 a.m. EST tomorrow morning, customers will be able to begin booking appointments to redeem their dinar at the new international rate. Some sources indicate that Tier 1 clients and wealth management customers will receive priority slots, while general retail banking clients may experience slight delays due to expected volume surges. However, banks are already hiring temporary staff and deploying automated redemption systems to ensure efficiency. Redemption centers, those elusive, often denied but heavily discussed exchange hubs, are now confirmed to be fully staffed and operational across 13 major U.S. metro zones. According to one leaked internal training video, staff were instructed to maintain discreet professionalism while facilitating high-value currency redemptions. This lends further credence to the belief that this RV event has been carefully orchestrated and planned at the highest levels of global finance. For those holding Vietnamese dong VND and wondering what this means for them, there's good news there too. Although the VND did not revalue tonight, multiple analysts believe that Vietnam is next in line, with possible rate changes expected within 7 to 10 days. The dong's current position in global trade, especially with its robust manufacturing export base, makes it a prime candidate for adjustment. So while tonight is the dinar's moment, the Vietnamese dong remains firmly on deck. Let's now turn our attention to the broader economic implications. Iraq's sudden leap into currency strength will significantly boost its global purchasing power, enabling it to engage more competitively in international oil contracts, infrastructure development deals, and bilateral trade agreements. It also means Iraq will be able to service its sovereign debt more efficiently, attracting a wave of foreign direct investment. Most importantly, it sets the stage for long-term economic stability in a region historically marred by conflict and volatility. It's important to understand that this new rate will also impact multinational corporations operating within or trading with Iraq. From oil giants like ExxonMobil and Shell, to telecommunications and construction companies, corporate treasury departments are now rapidly assessing how to recalibrate pricing models, repatriation strategies, and hedging mechanisms. The ripple effect of the dinar's revaluation will be felt across multiple sectors and very quickly. Let's not forget the geopolitical dimension either. The revaluation marks a symbolic and strategic shift in Iraq's sovereignty and independence from foreign influence. Particularly in financial matters, it signals that Iraq is no longer a war-torn economy dependent on aid, but a rejuvenated player in the global marketplace, wielding real financial clout. Regional powers like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Iran are already responding diplomatically, with some signaling interest in stronger trade ties and others quietly expressing concern over Iraq's increasing leverage. Domestically, Iraqi citizens are celebrating. Social media videos from Baghdad Busra and Erbil show thousands gathering in streets, waving flags, and chanting slogans about economic freedom and a new tomorrow. For the Iraqi people, this moment represents not just a monetary adjustment but a reclaiming of dignity, pride, and national identity. For years, they've lived under an artificially suppressed currency, the consequence of war and sanctions. Tonight, that chapter closes. As we wrap up tonight's special report, we urge all our viewers to remain calm, vigilant, and patient. If you are a dinar holder, make sure your currency is verified, authenticated, and ready for redemption. Avoid black market exchanges, and only use official financial institutions or certified redemption centers. Keep a record of your transactions, ask questions about tax implications, and consult with a financial advisor if needed. We at RV News will continue to monitor developments closely as they unfold in the next 12 to 24 hours. This is just the beginning. Our next update will cover live footage from bank queues, interviews with financial experts, and detailed instructions on how to redeem your dinar safely and efficiently. Subscribe, stay tuned, and hit that notification bell, because history is being made tonight. Tonight, you're a part of it. From all of us here at RV News, congratulations to the believers, the patient, and those who never gave up. Midnight is almost here, and so is your moment.